Speaking of G5 teams, let's talk Sun Belt. Let's talk
Speaking of
JMU at Florida.
elite G5 teams.
JMU at Georgia State. Holy domination. This was domination. James Madison, Marcus Carroll, right? We talked about going into this game. Georgia State's going to want to use him. They've been using him all year. But guess what? Marcus Carroll, 13 rushes for 33 yards. And the James Madison defense shows once again why it's the number one rushing defense in the entire country. Shuts down. I guess Darren Granger had 100 yards on the ground. He had one big run. La-di-da. La-di-da. This was domination. Jordan McLeod, 307 yards, 4 tutters. And adding another 104 on the ground and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Accounting for all 6 touchdowns. What a great game, man. What a great game for him. This team improves to 9-0 in the Sun Belt. And we're going to mention it every time. It is still, to this day, November 7th, criminal that James Madison cannot play in the postseason.
And forget about a bowl game. I want to see them rematch Troy. I want to see that game. That would be an incredible game. That is a disservice to the Sun Belt. And, James Madison, there's a chance they can still play in the bowl games if there's not enough eligible teams. Like, there's a weird rule. Who knows if that happens? It's a shame. It's ridiculous. But like you said, they don't care. They're playing they know that what they're playing for is pride and that they believe they can impose their will on teams, and they've done that. This is awesome.
Yeah,
I should have seen it coming. Georgia State it was a bad matchup for them.
Well, we both took JMU though. We took them both -5.5 in our picks. So,
but I didn't think it was going to be like this. Like this was
no,
uber impressive, and the line was 5.5. So I guess nobody really saw this coming. But
yeah, James Madison ends the year UConn, App State at home, and then the final game of the year is at Coastal Carolina. So
the
I feel like
Chanticleers.
The one get you spot maybe is playing the Chanticleers on the road.
But also if you're real quick to interrupt here, I'm sorry, James Madison, like that's their last game of the year, probably. You're telling me they're not going to be fired up to win that game and go 12-0?
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Chanticleers, they might be fighting for a Sun Belt berth, a Sun Belt conference championship berth, and they might run into just a pissed off James Madison team.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm excited for that. Georgia State, if they had won this game, they would have had first place possession of the Sun Belt Conference. East, fortunately, or actually it would have been like a weird 3-way tie between them, Coastal Carolina and Georgia Southern. But because Georgia State is a tiebreaker over Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern has a tiebreaker over Georgia State. So I don't know. It would have been really weird, but they fall 3-3 in the Sun Belt, 6-3 overall. Obviously, a great season for Georgia State in general. I don't think anyone expected them to have 6 wins here in November already. So good for them, man. I know they just got blown out in this game. I think this James Madison team just might be on a different level right now. Them and Troy are just kind of running away with things. Man.
Hurt Signetti.
James Madison's like outscoring opponents 180 to 100. That's they're blowing some teams out. Troy also, their point differential 138 to 49. Oh. So I like the Sun Belt this year. They got a lot of good teams in it. It's unfortunate that Georgia State just ran into an absolute freight train. But I'll be rooting for both these teams still as we go down the road. I like Darren Granger. I like Marcus Carroll. So I like Robert Lewis. All good players. So I'm just gonna we'll keep an eye on the Sun Belt here. We'll keep an eye on the
We
Sun
always
Belt.
do.
We talked about it earlier and how crazy that race is getting down the road. But let's just keep an eye on it.